Hello, welcome to Prenatal Yoga with Holly. Namaste. I'm going to go through a gentle flow to help with flexibility, with range of motion, and to prepare your body for birth. The things that we might need are a yoga mat, a small blanket, any sort of blanket that you might have. I have these Mexican blankets folded up underneath my seat, a yoga strap, and a yoga block. And you can use any sort of blanket that you have. You can use the wrap around your robe. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt. And then for the blocks, you can use a real thick book or a stack of thick books for most of the poses. Not for everything that we might do here in our practice, but for most poses. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seat. Maybe grab a drink of water, have that close by. And so find your seat. We'll settle into the sit bones and gently lift the heart up. Bring your hands to a comfortable space around you, whether that's on you or beside you, maybe even hands at the heart if that's most comfortable at this time. And then we're going to start to focus on the breath. So soft, slow, steady inhales and exhales. You can close the eyes. See if you can relax and soften your shoulders. Tune in and see if you can hear the sound of your own breath, visualizing that breath as it comes in and as it goes out. You can close your eyes or just soften your gaze out in front of you. And do your best to just really tune into that breath. And you'll notice that it starts to slow down a bit. Continuing to lift up through the spine and ground down through the sit bones. A few more breaths. And now we'll bring our eyes open gently. Let's reach our fingertips out and then high above the head. Nice big breath at the top. And exhale, draw your hands down towards your heart. Inhale, let's lift and reach up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Inhale, let's lift, reach it all the way up. And exhale, draw your hands down to the heart. And let's set an intention for our time together for this practice. So bring to mind a positive word, a phrase, or a mantra to just carry out throughout your practice. Tap into that, tune into that intention. And let's just breathe. Take 2 more breaths here. And once again. And release the hands. Let's reach back up. Hold the hands high above the head. Let's interlace. Bring the fingers together. Extend that pointer finger. And let's reach up and over to one side. Finding some length in the side body across the ribs. Opening up around your lungs. And then inhale, reach up and over to the other side. And just take this side to side with your breath. And inhale to reach and find length. And then an exhale to soften into this one side. Inhale brings you up. Exhale takes you over. Once more. And up and over. And now let's bring it back up to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's goddess the arms and just find some space across the heart. Drawing your shoulders back. Nice big breath here. And we'll bring our right hand down. Left hand lifts and brings it up and over. And you can take this bottom hand and walk it out and away. As long as you keep these sit bones rooted down. Make sure that they don't lift up with you. And then when you feel ready, we'll rise up through center and take it to the other side. This is especially helpful in our third trimester as baby gets bigger, and most likely their feet are up in your lungs and in your ribs. It just helps to expand that space and give you some more breathing room. And give baby a little bit more space as well. And just be cautious of your neck here. Maybe for you it's more comfortable to look up or to look down or just right out in front of you. And then once again over to this side. And let's come back up through center. Let's take some seated cat-cows. Finding some flexibility in the hips. So we'll inhale, tilt the hips forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And then exhale, round. Hands could be at the hips or hands can be out on your knees. Inhale to bring the heart forward and then exhale to round. Into the breath. Stay connected there. It'll help guide you back and forth throughout the rest of the movements that we work through here. And just imagine baby really coming forward, giving them lots and lots of space as you reach forward and inhale. And when you exhale, imagine drawing baby in towards your spine, hugging the ribs around them. And now let's rise back up to center. And we're going to take baby all the way around. Draw them forward, over to one side, bring them back, scooping back, over and forward. All the way around at your own pace. If you notice that you need to just stay in one space for a little while, maybe rock that out. Go ahead and stay as long as you need to. And then when you feel ready, we'll reverse our circle, come around. And we'll come back up through center. Gently lift the heart. Let's roll the shoulders up and back. And then I'll just turn to the side. You can stay right where you're at. I want you to be able to see me from the side. Grab your strap. And we'll sit on this blanket. Extend your legs out in front of you. Gently lift the heart, reach out through the heels, and then we're going to point the toes away from you. If you're feeling some tightness, some discomfort in the low back, this is going to help to just release just a little bit. And then we'll move into a forward fold after this. So just reach through the toes, point the toes, reach, 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 and then reach into the heels. Draw your toes in towards you. It's very, very simple movements. Mindful movements. Now let's take those toes in a big circle all the way around, keeping the top body lifted, straight line in the spine. And then we'll reverse and come in the opposite direction. Move those knees, lift the knees as much as you need to. And then we'll rock the feet left and right. And now draw those toes back up to center. Now we'll open up the strap. In the center of your strap, we'll come around the feet. And let's do our best to keep the legs as straight as possible, using the strap to draw us forward, keeping the spine long and straight, bending the elbows and just drawing yourself forward. Come forward until you can get as far as it's comfortable for you with a straight spine, and then take a nice big breath and exhale. We can release and start to round that spine. If you need to bend and lift the knees, go ahead. And if baby's real big, growing, open up the feet away from each other and give baby some space to come in between the legs. We'll take just a few more breaths here. And now let's rise up nice and slow. Keeping that right leg extended, we'll draw the left foot in towards the groin. And if you need the strap, we'll continue with the strap. Slide that right hand down towards the foot, and then we'll open up baby, open up the heart, open up the hips, and bring that other hand all the way up and over to where it's comfortable for you. And we'll pause and hang out here for just a couple of breaths. Two more breaths. And once again. And let it go. Let's rise up nice and slow. Bring that left hand back behind you. We can release the strap. Bring the right arm all the way up and back. Point the right toes. Reach into that right hand. And then we'll rise back up through center. We'll switch out the legs. So bring that left foot out. Right heel comes in. And we'll take the strap around this left foot. And if you need the strap, keep hold of it. We'll send that left hand out, reaching towards this left foot. And then the right arm comes up and over. Open up the heart, open up the hips. Nice big breath here. And take two more breaths right there. One more breath. And then we'll slowly rise up with the breath and set your strap to the side. And we're going to take it open in the opposite direction. So right hand comes down and back behind you, and then this left hand will lift and we'll point those left toes. Nice big breath here. Center. So we're going to come around into a tabletop position. If your mat isn't quite thick enough and maybe your knees are a little sensitive, we could keep that blanket and just set it right underneath the knees. And we'll come into that tabletop right here. Hands and knees, shoulders are right above the wrists, hips are right above the knees, and we'll rock gently through cat-cow. So as we inhale, imagine lifting the heart. Lifting the gaze, drawing baby forward and down. And then as we exhale, scoop baby in towards you. Give him a big ol' hug around the shoulders, tuck the chin. And we'll move gently back and forth with the breath. Inhale, cow pose. Let the baby just find some space here. Exhale, draw baby in for cat pose. See if we can take full, complete breaths here. Full inhale. Filling the lungs, filling space around baby. Exhale, releasing that breath completely. And then we're going to start to rock back and forth. You might step your hands forward. We want to lower baby down as much as it's comfortable for you so that we can open and lift the heart. If baby's super big, we might need use of the block just to make a little bit more space here. And then we'll send it back. Open up the knees all the way back and pause in child's pose. Inhale brings you forward. Gentle heart opener. Lower baby down. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Exhale, let's reach back. Inhale brings you up. And then exhale will send you back, unless you need to just pause and hang out here. Maybe this feels really good on the front of the hips and the psoas. Maybe just feels real good to stretch around baby and across the chest. Or maybe you need to come into child's pose and just hang out here. Breathe here for a few breaths. Wherever you're at, let's meet back in our tabletop. I'm gonna work a little bit more through the hips. So let's start with the right leg. So we're going to send the right leg straight up and back. Find some length here, really reach through that heel. Then we're going to bend the knee so your foot is lifted, and then take big circles with the right knee. So with our prenatal practice, we want to open up our hips, but not only open them, we want to find some flexibility as we open them. Just keep that in mind. So once again, straighten out that right leg, reach into your heel, try to bring it nice and straight, and then we'll lower the toes down. Get into the calf muscle and just reach back through your heel. Take your gaze all the way back. Look for those toes. And then slide that right foot across the body. Toes are down and look over your left shoulder. And let's come back to neutral. Bring that right knee down. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Extend your left leg, reach into the heel, gaze is down. Now we'll bend the knee, lift the foot, and circle. And once again, circle, reach into that left leg, reach through the heel, bring it as straight as you can, and slowly lower the toes down to the earth and reach into your left heel. Look back. Nice big breath here. And then we'll slide this left foot to the right, coming across the body, and look over your right shoulder for those toes, getting a stretch all the way up the side. Nice big breath. And we'll bring it back to center. And bring both knees down. Let's open up our knees. Send yourself back into child's pose. Just a few breaths here. Walk the fingertips forward. Open knees, toes together, and send your tailbone nice and long, reaching back behind you. One more nice big breath here. And then we'll rise up, come into tabletop, bring those knees back together. From here, we're going to very slowly step our right foot towards the top of the mat. So first trimester, you might have your right foot in between the hands. Your hands are framing that foot. Second and third, you're most likely starting to move that right foot out to the side and both hands come inside. You may or may not need your block here to just lift the top body a bit. And we'll hang out here for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to start to shift back. Straighten out your front leg, reach those hips back. You may want to bring your block with you. And then just soften over this front leg. Baby will come right here in between. If it feels too intense in the back of that right leg, you can always bend the knee, or you can lift up a bit. Take another nice big breath here. And we'll bring it back forward to that low lunge. A lot of our prenatal asanas or poses are birthing positions. So just keep these in mind as you get closer to your birth time and see what's comfortable for you. The more you do it, the more you can really connect with it. Let's send it back during your birthing time. So you can practice some prenatal yoga 2 to 3 times a week. You'll build that muscle memory. So when you do get into your birthplace and contractions are starting and everything is getting ready, you'll have that muscle memory. You'll know what spaces to go into to start to turn baby, move baby down, give you some comfort. And the more we're practicing prenatal yoga and getting any sort of exercise, even if we're just walking, we're building some more stamina for our birth time. Let's send it back one more time. And draw yourself back forward. This time, we're going to lift up. And just gently lift your heart so we can stay right here. If you feel like you have a little bit more space, lift one arm or both arms. It's a pretty intense stretch here through the left side body. So if it feels too much, just bring it right back down. And let's lower it down. Take your time. Move with the breath. We'll come into our tabletop. And just to even out, release any tension. Rock it left and right, side to side, or up and down, cat-cow. And when you feel ready, we'll bring that left foot forward. And both hands can come inside. Baby's taking up all the space in the middle. This is actually giving us both a little bit more room, you and baby. If your wrists are feeling sore, you can always come onto fists and turn your thumbs forward. 2 more breaths right here. And 1 more breath. Nice full breath in and out. And then we'll straighten out this front leg. Send those hips back. And 2 breaths right here. May feel a little bit different on this side. Maybe tighter, maybe looser. Rock it back forward. And send it back. And let's come forward. And now let's rise up. We can hang out just right here. Also got the wall right next to me, so if you need a wall for stability, you can always set up your mat right next to it. And if you need a little bit more, we can lift one hand or both and really lift the chest, sending baby forward. And we'll bring it back down. Come into tabletop for a breath. And downward facing dog. So we'll root through the hands, roll the toes under, and gently lift the hips up. Send your tailbone back. If you're feeling or experiencing any morning sickness, nausea, lightheadedness, dizziness, avoid this completely and just walk your feet and hands together. Come into a forward fold. And if that's still too much, then just come up to a half lift right here. But if you're comfortable in your downward facing dog, stay there just a couple more breaths. If you're in your forward fold, continue to breathe there. And then we'll soften both knees, start to look forward, walk to the top of your mat, forward fold. And if you're not already in the halfway lift, we'll meet there. Gently lift the heart, straighten out the spine, soften your knees as much as you need to, and then release back into a fold. Inhale, we're going to roll all the way up. Baby's feeling heavy, bring your hands underneath and just gently lift them up. And lift the heart, draw your shoulders up and back. And then when you feel ready, inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. And then exhale, draw your hands down to the heart. Let's take a nice wide leg stance here. So just opening up your hips. And then as we exhale, soften the knees and lower the seat down. And inhale, gently rise back up. Exhale, let's lower it down. Inhale, press into the feet, nice and strong, rise up. Exhale, gently bring it down. Now we'll start to bring the arms up with us, straighten out the legs, lift the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart, bring yourself down. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, gently lower. Trying your best to keep a nice, long, neutral, straight spine. Center of gravity is going to change from week to week, class to class, day to day. So adjust as needed as baby's starting to get a little bit bigger. And draw the hands down. You can always find the support of a wall and lean back. Just hang out right here. Rise up. And bring it down. Once again, inhale, let's lift. Exhale, let's bring it down. From here, we'll open it up. Open up the arms, come into warrior two. So I've got my right toes turning out, my left toes turning towards you, and then just gently open up the arms. Nice big breath here. Doing our best to stack head above the heart, heart above the hips. Gaze can go wherever you need it, up to the side, in front of you, maybe even looking back, depending on what's going on in your neck. We'll hold it here for just a few breaths. Tap into the sound of your breath. And now as we inhale, bring your hands above the head, and at the same time straighten out the front leg, which is my right leg. Exhale, we'll bring it back down into our warrior two. Inhale, let's lift and reach up. Exhale, we'll bring it down. Finding strength in our legs, which we can use on the day we meet our babies. Finding endurance, stamina, strength, and breath. Let's come up once more. And then hold it open, warrior two. Let's straighten out the front leg. We're gonna shift our arms forward and then lower that front hand down and lift the back up. We need some support around baby. We can take one hand to baby. If we need our block, after a block, if the earth is just too far away, and hold it here, triangle pose. And now with our next breath, bend the front knee and we'll rise back up, warrior two. Lower the hands to the heart, turn back forward. We'll take our warrior two in the opposite direction. So now my left toes are turning back, left knee bends, my right toes turn to you, and let's adjust the hips forward and open up the hands, open up the heart. And pause for a few breaths. And now we'll start to move. Inhale brings you up, and we'll straighten out the front leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. And move with your breath. When you feel ready to take that next breath, lift. When you feel ready to come down, lower. And so let's lift once more. And open it up. Bend that front knee, hold it. Now straighten out that front leg. Prepare for triangle slide. Shift the hands forward and lower that front hand. Grab your block if you need it. Reach that right arm to the sky. Open up that right shoulder, the top shoulder. Open up that top hip. One more breath. And now we'll bend that front knee, rise back up. Open up the arms. And hands to the heart. I'm just gonna move this blanket. If you have your block or your stack of books, go ahead and grab it now. I'm going to lower down into a full yogi squat. So you may or may not need it, but have that block there just in case you do. Bring your hands to the heart. Let's take a nice big breath. And then exhale, we're gonna bring our seat all the way down to this yoga block. It's really nice if you've got a wall behind you, and you've got some tight hips or hamstrings, to just make sure that we're keeping the heart lifted. It's gonna help us to open up a bit more. So pause right here. Knees are open, heart is open. Got my elbows pressing the knees open and my hands at the heart to just help open everything up. And we'll just breathe here, 3 more breaths. And once more. You can open up the hands. And we'll come back to our hands and knees. And sit that left side. Come into child's pose. And once again, if baby is pretty big, you can always take your block and throw your blanket over. Open up the knees and the hips back, and to support the top body. Let's take 3 breaths here. One last breath. And draw yourself into tabletop. Come up. From here, let's move into a pigeon pose. So from our table, let's slide the right knee forward all the way up towards the hands. Once you get there, we're gonna wiggle that right foot across as much as you can. And then we'll start to straighten this left leg and see if you can bring that left hip down. Bring it forward and down. And then from here, you can stay right here. Baby's big and just won't let you come down around them. You may come over to the side of it and try to soften down. Or if you've got little baby, you can always come right down and forward right here. And release. Let go. Let the back of the hips just soften. Let the shoulders relax and release. Close the eyes, soften the jaw, and just listen to the sound of your breath. And let's slowly come back up. Of course, if you're at home doing this practice, you can always pause and stay there as long as you need it. Send that right foot back, right knee back. And when you feel ready, let's take the left knee, draw it forward, wiggle that left foot to the right, straighten the right leg and draw it back. Square the hips so they're both reaching equally towards the earth. And then lower yourself down. Gather as many props as you need. If one blanket isn't enough and you need 5, grab 5 and a pillow and a bolster, whatever you might need. And now once you're in your pigeon pose on the left side, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Relax the shoulders. Relax the hips. Let's just be here and breathe for a few breaths. And so with our next breath, let's start to rise back up as you need to be here a little bit longer. And so this time we're gonna find ourselves on our seat. However you like to get there. Just draw my legs around. We're going to come into cow face pose. So we're going to take this right leg, sending your right knee straight forward. And then we're going to see if we can get this left foot, left leg somewhat stacked on top. Even if we're right here, this is enough. But if we can bring it closer to a stacking, lift baby, find some space, pause right here, take a nice inhale, and exhale. So here we have our right leg under, our left leg over. Let's take our arms forward, take your left arm under, and your right arm over. We're going to do our best to wrap them around like eagle arms, and gently just breathe. Notice if there's any tension remaining in the hips, the heart, the shoulders, or the face. Let's release the arms first. Unstack the legs. And first, before we go to the next side, let's rock the knees left and right. And now we'll stack the legs. Your version of stacking the legs. Left leg is under and knee faces forward. Right leg might just be here. Or we might be able to draw that foot in a little bit closer. Lift baby, find some space. We'll take one breath. And let it go. So our left leg is under, right leg is over. Let's reach the arms forward, bring right arm under, left arm over. Wrap it around and breathe here. And exhale. Let's let it go. And circle out one arm. And circle out the other. And release the legs. So here we can straighten out the legs in front of us. Take a nice big breath. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. Exhale, let's fold forward, opening up the feet if we need to. Bending the knees as much as you need to. And slowly rise back up. Inhale. Reach it up. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, let's come up. And exhale, once more, fold forward. And gently rise up. So let's come over and down onto our left sides, using our blankets, bolsters, pillows, whatever we have, whatever we need. So I'm going to use my blanket for my head, my block between the legs, and down for Shavasana. You can always find something. If you have a wedge, a belly wedge, you can tuck that under your belly to support baby. Once you find your comfortable position, let's bring the top hand to baby and just circle around, feeling that energy that the two of you are sharing. Find rest, find peace, find ease, and enjoy the space that you've created today. cherishes and deeply respects the light in you and your precious baby.